We're doing another video on Jun Shadow, so like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you all in the intro. We're back here for an old fan favorite, Jun Shadow. It's been a while since we've played this. It's kind of gotten overtaken by the Grixis Shadow list, and mainly because of, some fairly decent reasons. Dress Down, Expressive Iteration, Drown Lock have been very, very good recently, but we got to go back to the good old bread and butter of Jun Shadow. So what brings us to Jun Shadow instead of Grixis? What do we really get here? So we're more of we're specifically black-red focused here, which is kind of like a similar theme on all of these decks that we play, right? Black-red is just so good right now. You can't be, you really can't not be playing Ragavan DRC if you want to be playing like a mid-rangey strategy, right? So what brings us into green is for Tarmogoyf, which I think is pretty well positioned right now, even though Prismatic Ending's around, but it's a fairly decent well positioned card. It's pretty good against all these black-red decks. It does get hit by Unholy Heat sometimes, can get out of the range. It's kind of difficult to do that, but it's pretty good. And then Wrenn and 6. Wrenn and 6 is so good. We don't really have a huge amount of utility lands here. We have one in Nurturing Peatland, which I think is kind of interesting to try, but that's the main reason we're here. I think this deck is a little bit stronger against Blood Moon specifically. We do have a forest and a swamp. We're not running any basic mountains, so that is something very strong. In the past, I didn't really like the basic forest because, it really does screw us over, but I'm kind of curious to see how it goes. This deck probably is worse against Burn specifically because we don't have counter spells, we don't really have life gain, and Tarmogoyf is very, very good against Burn, but we're going to be a little weak. Also in the sideboard, a good thing is we have Veil Summer. We're only running 2. I don't think counterspells are huge right now, but they're not bad. And then, we're running the typical stuff here. We have Alpine Moon in the sideboard. We have EEs, which I love 3 ofs. We are running the full 4 copies of Cake Man in the 75, which is very well positioned. Maybe we want a second or a third Terminate in the sideboard over one of these Dothies or something, or even over the Cake Man. I could see it, but, interesting. Something else that's kind of cool to think about is no Temur Battle Rage, which is kind of important here. We don't really have a way to poke through, or we don't have to dress down that big over-the-top thing. Deck's going to be a lot weaker to Solitude and stuff like that, but, we'll see how it goes. Wrenn and 6 might help with that whole situation. But I think that's a pretty good overview of the deck, and I'm excited to get into the league with it, so let's see how it goes. We're here for match number 1. We're on the draw, which is shitty, but our hand looks very good. Definitely a painful mana base and painful hand, but DRC plus Cake Man seems pretty decent. No removal spell, so a Ragavan here on the play would be a little bit sketchy, but okay, we're up against Titan, so it's kind of interesting, A Bolt. A Bolt is not bad. Okay, so I guess we are going to fetch Shock for a Blood Crypt here and get our DRC on the battlefield here. Get it on, like Donkey Kong. So Bolt's definitely not the best card here, but, it might be able to get something. Cake Man, we might be able to snipe a... Ooh, shit. This might be a turn 2 Titan. Which in that case, we lose, but, I'm not thought-seizing on turn 1 ever. Ooh, this is good. Exploration. They have another bounce land. We are in Titan range, which is kind of weird that they didn't bounce back the Simic Growth Chamber here. So that maybe gives us a little bit of an idea that they're not on Titan in hand. Because at least I'd say a well-versed Titan player would not play it like that, but I guess we're going to figure out next turn. So I'm kind of curious if they just misplayed there, but we'll see. Started off with a Thoughtseize. I don't think we need a Goyf. Ooh, they did not mess up, right? Did they? No, I don't believe so. Alright, so I guess we are taking the Colossus here. And I guess we can just take the Grazer here because we're not going to be able to Thoughtseize the rest of the game anyways. So, I'm actually kind of fine with this on top. We get to go Goyf DRC next turn and have a pretty significant clock here. Pretty significant. We kind of just need them to whiff here. Think they'll be dead. Maybe we want to Bolt and Goyf. Maybe I should have bottomed that. Or been that. It doesn't give us Delirium either way, so it's kind of like irrelevant, I feel like, but okay. If you have a Titan, we're super dead. Okay, it doesn't seem like they do. Bounce the Forest. So they have Forest, Growth Chamber, Mystery card. Well, let's see about this clock. So if we bolt them, that is 16. That's 13. 13. The next turn, I don't think we have lethal, right? Because that would be, so they're at 13, right? This is 5, 8. Plus, K command. It's essentially another bolt. So let's do the math here. That is 3, 6, 9, 12. We might be able to present lethal. We'd have to get another card type in the bin other than Amulet here. So I think we're going to go for this line. I might be doing my math wrong, but it's kind of close. Like if we put a Run-in 6 in the bin, I think we have lethal next turn. I believe we would have lethal. Let's see. Probably not, right? So this is 3. Okay, this definitely is a no. Definitely not the case. They are dead next turn, though. Is there any way we can, prevent our death in any meaningful way? I don't think Laris is going to matter, so let's crack this. Or it doesn't matter. Alright, we got there. They didn't top deck it, so that is very good for us. So what do we want here? Dothy is always a fine card. Run-in 6 is useless here. So our main points of interaction are Unholy Heat, Terminate, and Dalthy, and our discard spells. So these are the most important cards in our deck right here. So let's see, what is not great? Ragavand's always weird. Bolt is fine. Goyf is kind of poopy, although it's not horrible. It is a big threat. Shadow is a little slow, but we might need it. K command is a little awkward here. Alpine Moon might want to come in just for Urza Saga. I think that is fair enough. I think we do want Alpine Moons here. So I think we don't really need K command here. And then I guess we're trimming one other. Maybe it's a bolt. I think a bolt is pretty reasonable to bin here. It's either that or a Ragavan, because Ragavand's really not that great, and they do have grazers, and on the draw it's going to be harder to get Ragavan going, so I think it's fine. I'll swap that on the play. I'll take out a bolt and put it in Ragavan. So let's see. We have a decent start here. We have a discard spell, which we might be firing off here, depending on what their start looks like. I think this hand is a keep. We have a clock. We have some disruption. We have a way to find disruption. And they have an amulet start. Draw another land, which is not particularly that strong. So we have some options here. We could just go DRC, which I think is the worst play here. Or we could go, I don't know, it's really awkward here because obviously if they have one of those starts, we can't really interact here. So I think we're just going to go DRC and go for the clock. Go for a clock here. Unholy Heat, I think that's fine. We do need removal spells against their deck. A Bajuka Bog? Yikes. Well, Bajuka Bog is kind of terrifying. We do have a way to get a lot more stuff in the bin anyways. We're only going to be realistically losing one card type here. But if they, hopefully they just slam the Bog here. No, they don't. So this seems like a, what? Oh, they didn't float mana. They also have a very slow hand again. Thoughtseize, very good. I could just go Thoughtseize here to guarantee that we get something, and if we have something else that we really need to take, we can Inquisition them, so I kind of like this play. Stomping Ground, we definitely don't need a land. Okay, yes, so we get rewarded here. If we would have Inquisitioned, it would have been a little bit awkward, but that is fine with us. Are we bolting here? I think so. And I guess we only have a Blood Crypt to go get, right? Yeah. Okay, so we are kind of cut off green mana. Mistress Bauble, I'll keep that on top, actually, because they're probably going to play the Bog here. And we need a way to rebuild our graveyard here. Okay, so they do Bog us. Their hand is pretty weird. It's good that we forced them to do this because their hand is very awkward, right? Okay, start it off. Starter off, Alpine Moon. I think we're gonna bend that one. I don't think it's gonna matter here. See what they're drawing. Endurance. Yikes. Oh, that's a good one. That is a good one, folks. And they even have the Forest and or Gruul Turf to turn off our card. Huh. That is very annoying, not gonna lie. Guess we're just gonna buy Luris here. I mean, this is pretty bad. This is a pretty shitty situation, not gonna lie. Endurance makes things very awkward for us. Maybe I should have kept the Alpine Moon. Just turn off one of their bounce lands. We could have just named Gruul Turf and it turns them into, like, very, very, very awkward spells. Guess... Are we gonna Inquisition here? I guess so. Force the issue here. They let us get Delirium, we get to kill it in response, which is kind of nice. That's kind of like what I'm hoping for here. Oh, they're doing it in response to this. Okay. I think this is actually pretty good for us. They should have definitely waited for us to surveil. Land is very useless. Okay. Let's see. If we play the Goyf, we have a 3/4. Kind of investing in our future here. They have 2 Teleria West next turn. Okay, I think we are going to just play the Goyf here. Kind of just investing for the next turn. Next turn, we're going to try and hit Delirium here. For sure. They'd probably have to pact this turn. But I'm not certain. We might even hit our Inquisition on ourselves here to try and get Delirium for ourselves. That's definitely a risky move, considering, like, we might be out of gas at some point, but I don't think that's, like, something we're terribly concerned about. But let's see. It kind of feels like they have to go Growth Chamber, bounce the Bog, Teleria West for Pact. Next turn we get to go Inquisition. And they probably Pact in response, get Titan. Hopefully we can kill the Endurance here. Hopefully they don't have, like, a way to play 2 lands here. That'd be kind of shitty. Like, let's say they top decked a Dryad here would be very bad for us, right? They get to do pretty much everything here. They get to go Dryad, bounce, land, Teleria West, and play the Bog again, turn off our Delirium. So it'd be very hard. Yeah, that's going to be awkward. And they're thinking pretty hard about this turn, so I'm kind of concerned that something like that's about to happen. Okay. So float mana. No floating with mana. Well, that's good for us. Don't really know what's going on. Okay. Alright, so sweet. Transmuting. This is good for us. So their hand is 2 Gruul Turfs, and they have 1 mystery card. That's all that really matters. Okay, Unholy Heat was not a bad draw. So they kind of have to pact here in response. Yeah. Okay. They have to get Titan. And here there is instant in the bin. This Goyf is going to be a 4/5. We might be able to win this game. It's going to be kind of close. Kind of close. Oh, they get Cultivator Colossus. Interesting. Goyf can hit the bin. So we are going to hit Delirium here no matter what. The better question is, are we going to have to use 2 Unholy Heats or not? Hopefully not, but we will hit Delirium. Alright. Bog, Crumbling Vestige. Okay, none of that matters. Go for the Unholy Heat. Mill something, please. Instant or... Oh, Tarmogoyf. Do we want a Tarmogoyf? I don't think so. Alright, so we have to burn the second one, which sucks, but... don't want to land. So if they play the Bog next turn, what happens? They Bog us. This Tarmogoyf's still a 1, 2, 3, 4, so they're at 1. And if we crack, we kind of need to find something. Bolt, K commands, Mishra's Bobble. We have some good outs here. They didn't even play the Bog, which means they probably top deck Dryad or... oh, God, they probably top decked a Dryad here. That's pretty bad for us. Yeah, that's pretty bad. Bajuka Bog too. Well, now a Terminate for this kills them. Come on, good one. And we have no good attacks here. Really? I mean, I guess we're sending in both. I think we're just dead, though. Yeah, damn, that was a good draw by them. That sucks. I think we're dead here. We had quite a few outs there. Any removal spell would have been very good. Terminate would have won us the game. Would have gotten another creature type in the bin. Yeah, now they just slam the Colossus. I mean, there's definitely a chance that they don't just win here, but it's pretty unlikely. Alright, well, we are... is this the trample land? This has trample. That's just lethal. This by itself, yeah. Alright. That, yeah, Jesus. That gains haste, right? Right? Yeah, okay. Kinda sucks. We didn't get there. No, we didn't even have arcade commands in. Okay, so we wanted to do a Ragavan for a lightning bolt here. Maybe we want to do it for a Tarmogoyf. Tarmogoyf's pretty slow. That feels bad. It feels bad that we lost that one. Very close game. Very, very, very. I think banning the Alpine Moon might have been a mistake. Just naming Gruul Turf would have been super helpful that game. I think that was a mistake. And then, I mean, I don't think we really made too many other play mistakes that I can think of, but I definitely think we might have wanted to keep the Alpine Moon. Just turning off their bounce land's kind of important. So we got to keep that in mind for the future. But, all right, let's have a good start here. Have a good one. And, like, I think what also lost us the game was the fact that we had to... I mean, it definitely did lose us the game that we had to burn both of our Unholy Heats on the Endurance. If we found Delirium there, that also would have won us the game, right? Because we would have had the removal spell for the Dryad, which would have been really important, because that would have just had, them dead on board. So that's something to think about as well. They also had a slow hand, so that's also something to, like, keep in mind, but we were definitely kind of close there. Kind of close. I don't know if this is I mean, this probably is okay for us. We just have to be fast. We kind of can't just dirtle around. Got to make it so they have to dirtle around, and we have, like, an early DRC or Ragavan just accruing some value. And then, like, I think Ragavan's almost worse than DRC because it's a lot slower of a clock. So maybe Ragavan's not very good here. Maybe Ragavan is just worse than the Tarmogoyf. I'll swap that. Goyf is very good here. So is Dothi. Dothi can just get, Primeval Titans and whatnot. So, I'm going to keep. And we're going to lead. Do we keep? Okay. So if we don't find a fetch land, we are doomed. Not doomed, but we're definitely not in a great spot. If they have an Arboreal Grazer on turn 1, we're also not in a great spot. We don't have removal, we don't have discard. But if we lead on Ragavan, we might be able... I think this is actually a mulligan. Ugh, man. This is a close one. So we have... we have 3 creatures we can't even cast, so I think that's also a mulligan. Oh my god, we are really just not loving this. I think this is definitely a keep, though. I think we're going to bin Unholy Heat and a Mishra's Bauble here. Maybe just the removal spells. And it's definitely Unholy Heat. Maybe it's the Inquisition here. This is what my intuition said, so I'm going to go with this. We're going to bauble ourselves. If we see a land, we might just have to wait. Maybe that's bad. We'll just bauble them. We kind of can't afford to just, like, not do anything on turn 1, I don't think. So they have a land on top, which is Slayer Stronghold. They have a Tolmod's Crypt and literally nothing else. Alright. Come on, lands. Alpine Moon. Can name, I guess, Simic Growth Chamber or Gruul Turf. Hell yes. Hell yes. Good draw, good draw. Tomb. We got our clock online. We have a removal spell. We have a way to turn off some of their lands. So I think we're looking okay. Hell yeah. Making a video. Ooh. We're playing this bad boy. Tarmogoyf, too good. Too good. So we got our clock. Now we'll just name this next turn. They have nothing. Hell yeah. Ugh, I would love that, but... Are we afraid of a Endurance? A little bit, but we have the removal spell for it. Simic Growth Chamber. Alright. They're dead in 2 swings. They only have, what, 3 mana next turn? So I think we're going to take this one down. Thoughtseize. I actually think we're playing Tarmogoyfs just better here. I don't think we care about Thoughtseize at this point. Like, what are they going to do on 4 mana? Nothing that I can think of. An EE on 2, I guess, is something. Oh, thank God. I really thought they were about to have an EE on 2. All right, we got there. Sweet. Definitely a hard matchup, but they kept a very shitty hand. That's something I don't think I'd keep ever as Titan. But anyways, I'll see you all in match number 2. We're back here for match number 2. We're on the play, which is fun. Gotta wish our opponent good luck, because that's the appropriate etiquette. Anyone that doesn't do that online is a menace. No, I'm just playing. But it is something nice to do. Let's see if they reveal companion. Let's just hope they have nothing. Ooh, doggy. We're up against a Luris Mirror. Hand is... I tend to like keeping these against Luris decks because I think it is about a quantity of spells in these matchups, so I kind of like this hand. I know it definitely does not do much if we don't find our second land drop and they kill this and just say go, but again, I think this is a fine keep, especially in the dark. I'm not 100% sure what this is. Maybe they just concede. Who knows? I've had that happen to me before. Steam vents. All right. Come on, land. Boo. Boo. All right. What is Steam Vents? Is this Grixis? This might be Grixis Death Shadow, which is going to be an interesting matchup for sure. Ooh. Arid Mesa. Tarmogoyf. Oh, Flame or Territorial Kavu. Alright. The RC. We're so sad. We're so unlucky. No, not really, but interesting that they are a Territorial Kavu deck. Alright, we'll take this hit for sure. They might just go loot mode. Yeah, they do. Interesting. Bold attack. Bold attack. So if they don't play anything here, let's see what they do. A Scourge of the Skyclave. Okay, we're gonna have to... Are we gonna have to bolt this on the upkeep? Probably not. God dang it. I think we have to bolt this now. We probably should have bolted on the upkeep. And there's our land. That's so sad. So I guess we are... What? How are we winning this game? I think this is actually a pretty good matchup for us, but the start was pretty shitty for us. Let's see what they do here. We have the chump block. Probably just the Scourge here. And then next turn we do find... We might be like able to stabilize here. It's going to be hard, but if they don't have anything, we might be able to stabilize. Just buy Luris. Another Scourge, it's fine. DRC, boo. Aye. So, how the heck do we win this game? I don't think we can. Let's pack it in. Tough start for us. Tough start. Alright, so obviously this is good. I think we want Ren and 6's Cake Man. Probably is not that great. I don't think this is like terribly grindy of a matchup. Bolts are probably just kind of bad. Same thing with Inquisition though. I'm kind of fine bending Inquisitions here. This is weird because we kind of want like, I think Dothy is fine. I don't know, it's so hard. Like, I don't know if this is going to be a grindy matchup or not. I don't think it will be. I think we just want to do something like this. Cake Man's like fine. But EE plus Luris might be game over for this deck. Alright, we have pretty much the same hand, more removal spells, but we actually have lands, so this is a good start. This is a good start for us. So we're probably just going to hit this Unholy Heat on whatever they cast. Hopefully they don't have removal spells. Didn't seem like they did last game, at least. It seemed like they're just like, all right, blah, here's my stuff. But that, the good news is, if we do hit anything off their deck, we're more than likely to cast it, especially against a Lurrus deck. See if they just like, is this like a wild Nacatl? Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Alright. Bam. Attack. Come on, something. Tomad's Crypt? Sure. Oh, I should have played Channeler first. That was a mistake. That was a mistake. It happens. Happens. We do have Terminate for their 2-drop. And I think this is like a good example of, I think, how this matchup should go for us. Territorial Kavu, sure. Ooh, that's a good one. Tarmogoyf can go to the bin. We have Delirium here. Black, red, hit the Terminate. Bobble can go to the bin. Ooh, a DRC of our own. Heck yes. Or of their own, I should say. Let's hit the Bobble. They're drawing another Kavu, but I think the game is over. This is definitely a play draw type of game, but all right, we got there. Which kind of sucks because we did get to go first twice, but we kind of just did nothing the first time. So, I think this is a fine looking 75. Ren 6 definitely gets worse though, but I still think it's okay. Maybe we want Inquisitions over Rens here. I think that's pretty reasonable. We just kind of need to not fall too far behind. I think Ren kind of represents that sense. Like, it's not like you're losing if you're playing it, but it definitely is not great for us. I think this is a fine keep. It's definitely a little land heavy, but we have removal spells. We have essentially what's probably bound to be a 2-for-1, if not a 3-for-1. So, definitely a fine Dan. Okay, Ragaman's fine. Highly doubt their deck is running counter spells. We probably just want to run Polluted Delta. I think it's our worst fetch land here. Just fetch shocks, they go. Okay, we will hit the Ragaman. Do they have a counter spell? They do. Alright. It's not great for us. Don't hit anything, please. Hit a land. Bolts. It's not the worst. It's not the worst. Interesting that they're running Stubborn Denial in their deck. We might just run out this Tarmogoyf here. Let's see. Play a Wild Nacatl, do it. No. Tarmogoyf of their own. Okay. No land. Oh, God, that's so bad. That is pretty shitty. Alright, well, a Bolt would have been very good off the top, but I think this is a play Tarmogoyf type of hand. Don't have a removal spell for it. Oh, Prismatic Ending. Yikes. Alright, so we're definitely getting tempoed out this game, but next turn we get to go EE onto Snipe down the Ragavan, and maybe we can get some traction going. Oh god. Alright, well, I guess this is a play Engineer Explosives on one pop it type of hand. So definitely, as you can tell, definitely a play-dependent type of matchup. And another land. Yikes. What do we have? We have basic forest in our deck. We kind of can't afford to draw another land, so I'm going to go fetch that. Definitely going to go fetch that. Maybe we should have just, I don't know. It's kind of hard to say, like, hindsight's 2020. I don't think we're supposed to try and Unholy Heat the Ragavan on our turn. I didn't really think their deck was a counter spell deck, but I guess it was. 5-6. We're so dead. Scourge. All right, another E off the top. Don't think there's a draw in our deck that gets us here. What was the top card? A land? Well, it's definitely not that. I guess it has to be terminate, but we can't actually cast both, so sucks to suck. They probably have Stubborn Denial in their hand as their last card too. I guess, like, I don't know. I don't think there's any card. Yeah. All right. Well, sucks to lose that one, especially when we were on the play twice, because that definitely seems like that's how this matchup goes. But I'll see you all in match number 3 in our final one. Alrighty, we're here for the final match. We're on the play again, which is pretty sweet. Our hand's pretty good as well. This is, you know, definitely a slower hand, but I think it's a fine one. Bobble ourself here. See an Unholy Heats. I think we're fine not drawing Unholy Heats. I think we want some type of threat other than Shadow here. Ooh, okay, so we're up against this good old Infect here. Well, now I regret everything. So I guess we're going to take the Infectors here, because that's something we need to be worried about. Definitely not Blighted Agent yet, because they don't actually have a way to play it. But so this is definitely another one of those matchups where I don't know how we lose all 3 games. We're bound to take one from them, but alright, so we're going to pop another Inquisition here. Become Immense. I think we just take the Infectors here that they can actually cast. So we'll take the Glistener Elf and say go here. Maybe we should have taken Blighted Agent, because we don't have to spend a bolt on it. Could have been a realistic option. Because we can't block that, but we could block the Glistener Elves. Alright, let's just get another Blood Crypt here. So we get to play Shadow next turn if we want it. I don't think we do, actually. Are we dead to this? This is quite a bit in the air, but it's kind of hard for them to cast Become Immense, so I'm going to take the turn off here. Take the turn off. This might be bad. We could just be dead for sure. Could be dead for sure is used. Okay, so they found Breeding Pool, which is good for their Blighted Agent. But are we dead to Become Immense? We're dead to Become Immense plus... Oh? Wow, we're dead to just regular damage. Wow. Nice. Wow. All right. Well, that sucks. But again, we should have kept the wow. That's all I gotta say is wow. But so I think this is a good matchup. We can take out K commands because they're slow here, and we can probably take out the Goyfs. We kind of just want to be a control deck essentially. I think K command's fine. Probably just like okay here. So let's do this. This is definitely a good matchup for us, and oh my goodness, I can't keep this. But we can keep this one. Ooh, this hand's pretty spicy. Put back the O1s get there sometimes. That's true. that was a pretty sweet win from our opponent. I think this is definitely a good hand. They mulligan to 6, which is good for us, obviously. At least we're on parity, right? It's better, you know, when we're both on 7, I don't really want them, or when I'm on 7, I don't really care if they're going to whatever, but when I mulligan, it's nice to see my opponents mulligan with me. Feels fair, right? If that's even, like, realistically an option, but... Alright, let's not lose this matchup. This is probably the best matchup that we could ask for. I couldn't imagine having a better deck to play against. Like, if you ask me my favorite matchup, or the most favorable matchup, I think this would probably have to be it. Okay, well, I think we're playing at least one DRC, and let's see what we want to do here with this Thoughtseize. There's a chance that we're just going to play out this ignoble, but there's also a chance that we don't want to. Don't need a Ragaman. Alright, what the hell is this? Destroy target artifacts. They have 2 vines and a Glistener Elf. So I think we just take the Glistener Elf, and I think I'm fine playing this out. Allows us to attack for more, but that's not really important. I don't think we're in any rush to run this out. We kind of want to hold one of these back as a blocker for the rest of the game, because our Lightning Bolt's more than likely going to get countered from one of their vines, but we do have like other, good things that are going on here. Other things that are good. Okay, trigger mutagenic growth. Well, that's not a bad one. Sure. Let's deal ourselves 2 damage here. Inquisition is good. We get to play out our Shadow and the DRC. And we'll pass. So next turn, I think they're dead if they don't go for it here. Are they dead? Not sure. Urborg, ooh, spicy. Are they just gonna play the... They are. Wow. Respectable. Alright. Do we want our top card? So if we bolt ourselves here, we still could lose, which is not great. This is definitely an awkward situation here, because we want to kill, obviously we want to kill the, the Gem Razor, whatever the heck this is called, and whatever, I don't know how to say this card, but we want to kill this card. We have Unholy Heats in our deck. We could try and dig for it. We could bolt them, bolt ourselves, same thing, kind of feels like it. But then we do lose to the Inkmoth Nexus, potentially. I guess I feel pretty safe against with an Inquisition hand, I feel pretty safe against a Inkmoth Nexus. Okay, don't need that. Ridden 6. So, gotta ask ourselves, are we pulling the trigger on Delirium here? So if we full swing, we can essentially deal... We can get them down to 1, right? So I guess we might as well wait for next turn, right? There's no real reason. Just play it safe. We can pull the trigger on this bolt and give our creatures flying if we need to. Yeah. All right. Say go, I guess. Yeah, I think this is a fine line. We're here. I think we're winning the long game. I think we're winning the long game. Another Inkmoth Nexus. Okay. So what does this do? Target creature can't be the target of spells. Okay. That's good to know. Play our Wrenn out. We don't need an Inquisition. We don't need another land. Yeah, let's just start picking off the nobles. Start picking them off. All right. Again, we're winning the long game here, so I'm not terribly concerned what's going on. A Pendlehaven. Not a bad one. Makes it so our Wrenn can't ping. Makes it so our Wrenn can't ping. But we do get to just like attack next turn. It's pretty free. Pretty freely too. I think we're gonna just bolt this ignoble here. See how they attack. What are they attacking? I can't tell. They're attacking us. I don't think I care about that. We should have done this before combat too. Should have bolted that, or the ignoble, but it's okay. All right. Yes, fire off the Thoughtseize here. I think this is a turn where we're going all in to try and kill them. Sure. Land we don't need. Oof. DRC is pretty good. DRC is pretty decent. Alright. Are they dead here? Say we down tick, they're at 11, right? They can block two things, essentially. They're empty-handed. So if we tick up, this is worth more damage. So I think we're ticking up here. Think we just swing with... So, okay, let's say we fetch shock, bolt them. No, okay, I think what I'm doing. What I'm doing is we're going to attacks. And we're holding priority. So we're going to attack with DRC and Shadow here. We're going to hold priority here. And give our creature flying. Because I want a flying blocker back for this Inkmoth Nexus. Okay. Whatever, we can bend this stuff. Let's just find... We have a fetch land here that we're... Okay, Bolt's pretty decent. Because I want to hold back a flying blocker. I don't really want to die to Infect here. They didn't block? Fetch shock? You're just dead, right? That's... Did they just not block? Am I just crazy? Is this 10? Alright, well, they didn't block, so... Interesting, to say the least. Alright, Terminate's probably better than K-Command on the draw here, because we're going to be, you know, less time here, right? The time frame is much shorter. Ugh. This hand's fine. We have removal spells, which is all we can really ask for. 2 baubles, which can dig us to another removal spell. They just like run out ignoble. That feels good for us. Okay, noble, same thing. Let's just see what they're drawing. Wooded Foothills. I think we're just gonna play Ragavan out. Yes. Play our rag out. Play out our other bauble. We'll wait for them to draw, see what they get. Kind of need a land here. Maybe we should have bobbled ourselves to be safe, but I think we're fine with this play. God, please have like a Blighted Agent or something. That'd just be super duper awkward for him. Okay, so we know they have at least 1 Wooded Foothill. So they have 1 dead card. Mutagenic Growth, which is good to know about. Shadow. Land. Hell yes. So I guess we're going to combat. We're swinging. Okay. Casting a Mutagenic Growth. We could just like kill this. Or we could just play other Ragavan. I think that's fine. I'll just play the other Ragavan out. Shock. Play out the other Ragavan. So you go. If they're burning their pump spells on things that don't matter, I don't think I care. Yavimaya, making our life awkward here, buddy. I think we're going to go for the instep kill here. Obviously, you don't want to do it in combat because in the pump spells, we do know that they have a Mutagenic Growth in hand, so it is a little weird to do this, but It's getting it out of their hand, so I think I'm fine with it. Okay, well, interesting that they use a hexproof spell instead of something else. Again, if they use a mutagenic growth to kill our Ragavan, I'm fine with it. These are all fine things. Okay. Ooh, it's not bad. Does that have reach? It does have reach. Can't cast it though. Just play out our Rin. We could ping this. We know they have a mutagenic growth in hand, but I kind of want to just tick up here. Play our Verdant out and actually just play a Spell Bomb. We don't even need to tap or fetch here. Don't even need to fetch. Although we will fetch next turn, probably just for a basic swamp. And then play this back out. Okay, they play out their Wood Foothills, which is fine. How much damage is this? 6. This is 4, 5, 6, 7. Wow, we're dead, aren't we? Oh, I spoke the loss into existence, didn't I? This is 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah. We could have played it safer here, but yeah, we lost the game. Yep. They'll pop off this mutagenic growth and we die. That was a pretty good hand from the opponent, but I think we just played it loose here. This is like definitely I'd say our best matchup, so props to the opponent for winning that one. We could have played it safe and probably just played DRC plus Spellbomb out, and there's like no way we lose that game, which I probably should have done. Ugh, that just feels so bad to lose. So what do we think about this? I actually do think it was pretty well positioned, honestly. I think all the matches we played were very winnable, and I definitely made a mistake against the Infect player. Should have just played it safe. Like, we're winning the game in the long haul. No real reason to play like aggressive like I did. So like basically what you should take away from that is that's a very good matchup, and just don't play stupidly, which I did. I totally played like a dope there. But what else did we play against? We played against the other Luris deck, which I think's it's whoever goes first, I think, should win that match. And like we went first. We had like a really weird hand that was probably mulligan. So both of the games we lost was like definitely decision points we could have made to make it better. I think against the deck that we won, which was Primeval Titan, I think that's actually the one we should have lost, which is kind of funny. We won the one we probably shouldn't have won and lost the ones we probably should have won. So definitely interesting deck decisions though. Tarmogoyf felt pretty decent against, I guess we didn't really see why it was decent, but I do think it's decently well positioned against these red-black burn decks or red-black removal decks. They are running like kind of going away from Lightning Bolt, so maybe it's a little bit less impactful. But the rest of the core is very good. Ren and 6 felt pretty decent, even though we lost the matchup against Infect, which I think is a very good one. Ren is very good there, but it didn't really shine in any of our games. So sideboard decisions felt decent. I think one of these K commands could be something else, maybe a 4th Thothi here. But other than that, the deck felt pretty decent. I actually think this might be a well-positioned deck at the current, state of the game. I think it might be worse than the Jun Sagavan deck, but I'm not a huge fan of that deck in general. So anyways, thank you all for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe. Sucks that we, went 1-2, but, it happens sometimes. But anyways, I will see you all later.